Now, I feel the need to say something about this guy who got in a knife fight, tried to kill everybody with a knife and was from Somalia. I am an honorary Somalian. I've never been to Somalia. I know very little about Somalia, except for this, that Somalia is predominantly farmers. And despite living in a country that is comparable to California, more or less agriculturally. It's got a little less agriculture and a little more oil or something to make up for it. It also has silicates. The fact is, it is a very, very wealthy geography. And it's such a shame that the farmers who live there can't make themselves more fancy. I don't know what the fuck this guy was thinking. But on behalf of all Somalis, to Americans, I would like to say we lack the power to protect ourselves or you from such embarrassments to, well, everything it means to be Somalia, everything it means to agriculture. Now, I was also thinking about, let me just say one other thing. As an American, that Somali guy that shot the place up like an asshole could have saved lots of lives. He could have begun to make right in his own way whatever the fuck he feels Western civilization has done. Now, just by saving lives in Somalia as an American. Any American. You don't have to be rich. It doesn't cost a lot to save a Somalian life. But, damn, what was I going to say about that? More importantly, like I said, shot the place up, total fucking disgrace. I hate that motherfucker. If I was to, as a Somalian, if I knew of any Somalian that was going to do something like that, I would tell them not to. And, I would appeal first to their conscience and then to my authorities. I hate that shit. It's like I like it when things can be nice and peaceful and everyone can eat. That's what we should be pushing for. This guy threw away his own chance being an American to save the lives of his countrymen. I can't. Well, I don't know. It's a disappointment. I condemn it. And, let's see, what else was there? Oh, yeah, this university thing where you can't arrest anybody or turn them over to municipal authorities or make any effort to make them leave. Okay, that's only going to work as a political punishment for repressive advocacy, we'll call it, if there's free transportation. For example, let's say Mizzou, where they teach America's shit and shits on everyone, while their university police quietly escort anybody that doesn't work there off the grounds. You see, they don't have the same kind of homeless problem that, like, UCLA, where they're studying rocketry, getting good grades, trying to become chemists, doctors, and yes, even lawyers. They are swarming with these homeless people that now, by federal mandate, we can't remove. So, I would say that in every university there is a free office where anybody can go and with nothing but maybe a thumbprint, get a damn free bus ticket, but only to another campus. And I'd say use this system to really say, like, look, is there a crowd of people over here in this city that's blighting downtown? A crowd of 200,000, 300,000 of these 99 percenters who don't live in Wall Street or occupy it or whatever. Maybe undocumented workers from wherever these shitheads over here could shovel them from. It doesn't matter. The point is, we're going to give them free bus tickets over here to the social justice campus where they say communism is great for everyone, and remove all authority for, them to turn them over to local authorities. You can't make anybody leave the college campus for not going to school there. And like I said, I think that that would be the perfect punishment that fits the crime for these grievance industry people. If nobody could stand behind a nice I'm just saying, like I said, communism, like I said, it's not enough for these homeless people to have the right to be on university campuses and in any university thing that's designated as a public space. Like I said, it's not enough for the tent city to be on the campus. It has to be wherever the fuck this homeless person feels like putting it. Like, for example, like there's a field in front of so and so hall. Well, if you want to move to that field because this tent city where they've concentrated you is all shitty and nasty, you can feel free. The university advocates that, or rather, you can do that until the university ceases to advocate that for the rest of the country. You know, and well, like I said, free transportation, but you cannot force somebody to go to another campus. You can only give them a free ticket, and if they want to come right back, then they can. You know, you can't really call the local authorities, even for crimes committed, unless they go above a certain level. I mean, like I said, I think if all of this shit was just applied to these university campuses, the world would be a better place because you could single handedly solve all these problems with the poor and, you know, undocumented all of it. Oh, but one other thing, you are not allowed to solicit resources from the federal government. It is not your ally in this endeavor any more than the countries these illegal, unregistered whatevers came from. Okay? You're going to either take it out of the university budget or out of the pocket of your students, just like the federal government has to. Now, is that like the best policy ever? So all of these people that care about the poor can unite with the poor on the same, uh, you know, I guess what I'm saying is that the real versus real, reality versus advertising thing will go closer to home if that's the case. But like I said, that would be my policy suggestion. I bet that would work. If you're saying, oh, sanctuary university campus, eh? I wonder how much we can really push that. And, you know, we don't even have to involve foreigners. Like I said, just go to wherever the homeless people are. San Diego, the city of San Diego, congratulations. You're moving to, you know, the campus of Mizzou and living on the front lawn of Shithead Hall from now on. And if they call in local law enforcement, the only thing local law enforcement is allowed to do is inform them of their right to assemble and protest and of the collective state ownership of wherever ground they're standing on. And to remind them that the university is a private industry and doesn't have any authority to make demands on the state or the federal government. And even now, I can see some university shitheads saying, hey, well, if you do that, we're going to silence you and arrest you for some minor crime or some blah, 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 just to prove to you that you can't do what you just said for us. And like I said, I'm only saying that for you until you say something different for me. And in the event that you do, what I say different for you is that, well, like I said, we can take the welfare to where they live. And I don't mean the inner city, I mean the country of Mexico. It is not heartless to say you can't come here. It is heartless to allow your fucking poor conditions across that border. You know, it's a. And that's really, but, you know, again, do we want to fight a civil war against people just because they're brutal cartels? Ever? Do we want to fight a war against anyone ever for any reason at all? Do we want to push anyone in any direction 1 inch out of their way at all ever? Would we ever tolerate someone doing that to us? The point is, these aren't arbitrary things. There is a subjective measure somewhere in there somehow that lets us know what's right and what we can do to give it to ourselves and everyone. Anyway, like I said, that's my whole grievance industry flu shot right there. And I would also restrict the list of campuses they can go to in border states. For example, places where they advocate the shit but don't have an immigrant population. You know, congratulations, you'll be buried in a pile of this shit. And no, you can't move them. like I said, it's just that would be the way to do it. It's like if these universities had to present the world as it is instead of, you know, From behind the rail of our ivory court, inside our ivory tower, we dictate to you how the world should be merciful. Look around you. There's so plenty. There's such countless. And it's like, but they can only do that because they have, university cops that say, okay, we prevent actual cops from coming in here or arresting people, and if there's somebody we don't like that doesn't go to school here or somehow fucks with our image, optics, or narrative that we're presenting to the students, we just escort them out the grounds, and the local authorities cooperate with us for economic reasons to keep them from coming back. And, but like I said, that's the old way. The new way is going to be, like I said, if that is a sanctuary campus for undocumented students and faculty, I'd say make it a sanctuary campus for homeless, make it a sanctuary campus for any shithead that just wants to trash your scenery and not participate, or whatever. I say, well, I don't see it that way. Like I said, if any person could sleep anywhere they want in a tent and have a permanent camp anywhere they want on the university grounds, that would reflect what you want to subject places like Los Angeles, Chicago, blah, 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 to. And, the advocacy for these things doesn't come from the areas that suffer them. And, that needs to be straightened out, and then, the things will come into balance. But like I said, it needs to be free transportation by Greyhound or whatever from one campus to another, provided you're willing to trash the campus a little bit with your ragged, nasty, poor ass on your way. And well, like I said, a better world for everyone. But mean it. Don't just try to snatch Uncle Sam's checkbook, and pay.